In this video lecture, we need to see the lab assignment of compiler, assignment number 8, that is a code optimization. So here we are going to see the code optimization using directed acyclic graph. Okay. So the code optimization is nothing but code improvement or code transformation. Elimination of unnecessary instruction in a file or replacement of one sequence of instruction by faster sequence of instruction is called as code optimization. So optimization is a program transformation technique which tries to improve the code by making it consumes less resource, that is CPU, memory, and deliver high speed. In optimization, high-level general programming constructs are replaced by very efficient low-level programming code. So basically optimization is known as the code transformation, which tries to improve the code by making less resources. And while we are going to do the transformation, so high level programming language construct replaced by low programming code. Due to this, instruction executes faster, and while we are going to change the particular code, there we always take care about preserving semantic of the earlier code. Okay, so that is about the code optimization. So code optimization process must follow the basic rules. The output code must not in a way change the meaning of the program. Optimization should increase the speed of the program, and if possible the program should demand less resources. Optimization should itself be fast and should not delay the overall compiling process. Need of code optimization. The code optimization is basically useful to improve the code by making it consume less resources and deliver high speed. Optimized code execute much more faster. Optimized code utilizes less memory, so that's why it's a memory efficient. Optimized code gives the better performance, reduces times and space complexity because of it's a memory efficient, and it can reduce the code size. So basically there are two different types of optimization we can perform. First one, that is a machine independent optimization, and second one machine dependent optimization. So machine independent optimization attempt to improve the intermediate code to get a better target code as the output. The part of the intermediate code which is transformed here does not involve any CPU register or any absolute memory locations, which is completely independent from the particular hardware, particular instruction set. Perform the optimization on a particular intermediate representation only, called as machine independent optimization. And machine dependent optimization means after the code generation what optimization we perform, called as machine dependent optimization, where we generate a target code and we are going to performing the register allocations after that. That is what we call as machine dependent optimization. Now when we are going to classify the machine independent optimization, so it is classified into two groups, a local optimization and second one global optimization. Optimization performed within a basic block called as local optimization. Simplest form of optimization. No need to analyze the whole procedure body, just within the basic block we perform the optimization. And different techniques to perform the local optimization within the basic block, like a constant folding, constant propagation, algebraic simplification, reduction in strength, copy propagation, and dead code elimination. Global optimization means optimization performed across the basic blocks. So data flow analysis required to perform the optimization of across the basic blocks. Each basic block is made node in the flow graph of the program. Optimization can extend it to the entire program. So elimination of global common sub expression is one of the techniques which is used over here. Now this diagram shows us the various code optimization techniques, that is compile time evaluation, constant folding and constant propagation called as compile time evaluation, common sub expression elimination, strength reduction, code movement for loop optimization, dead code elimination. So these are some what code optimization technique we are going to apply to optimize a particular code, that is a machine independent code. Okay, now here the program to implement the code optimization using DAG. So we are going to implement the code optimization. So before optimization, after optimization, what the code look like this. So this program contains some Lex and Yak tool. With the help of this we are going to implement the code optimization. So here when we see the output, we are going to create over here a Yak file, that is yak.y. We compile it by using the Yak compiler. We create the Lex file, we compile it by using the Lex compiler. Okay, so Yak file that can be generate y.tab.c, this file, and Lex file generate lex.yy.c. Then we are going to compile it by using the C compiler, and then we'll see the output. Once we see the output, we enter the expression like this way. Suppose we enter the any expression, any basic blocks over here. So A equals to B star C plus B star C plus B star C plus B star C. So this is a normal expression we are going to enter. Some optimization, some intermediate code is generated over here. Now after optimization, what we get over here? So we are going to identify the common expressions over here. So B star C is a common everywhere. So we are going to write it once, and we are going to eliminate a common sub expression of a given expression. That is what we call as code optimization. In another example also, in bracket of B plus B star C plus B star C. So first bracket we are going to evaluate first, and then goes to the second bracket. Likewise we are going to evaluate. So after optimization we got a complete result. So here we are going to create a two file, Lex file and Yak file. So everyone knows that how we are going to write a Lex file and how we are going to write the Yak file. So both Lex and Yak file contains, that is Lex program and Yak program contains the same structure. That is the first section, contain the same structure. It consists of three sections. The first section, that is what declaration section, that is what we call as definition section. A second section, while we writing the Yak program, Lex program, that is a translation rule. And the third section is what? Auxiliary function. If we require some auxiliary functions in the program, then we are writing in the third section. So syntax we need to follow while we writing the structure of Lex and Yak program. Now let's see over here. First of all, we are going to compile the Yak program. Because of this, after compilation of Yak program, it generates the two file. One that is a C file and second that is a header file. So this header file requires a Lex program. This header file requires a Lex program. So that's why Lex program include that header files, which is the output of a Yak program, Yak compiler. So hyphen D, that is what the definition of token which is present into the particular header file. Okay, so this header file requires the Lex program. So that's why we need to go further. First of all, need to see the Lex program. So after compilation of Yak program, it generates the header file, that is y.tab.eh. It's a tab. All the tokens definition is present over here, in this file because of whatever the numbers, whatever the arguments we are going to use in the program. Okay, so whatever the expressions are there, so in an expression we are going to identify the tokens, and this token definition is present in this file. So that's why we are going to include this file. So the first section, that is a declaration section, our definition section. So here, which is written into the percentage left curly brace and percentage right curly brace. So in that we are going to write the declaration or definition section. So that contains the declaration of variable, definition of any header files, everything will be there. So here y.tab.eh, this header file we have to include, and we are taken one variable, that is extern variable yyLval. So definition of this variable is somewhere else. This definition of that variable is somewhere else. So that's why we are written over here extern. Now in the translation rule, we need to write some regular expressions. So what is the regular expression? Here in bracket 0-9 plus. So if any combination of 0 to 9 occurs, what it returns? It returns the token name, that is, it's a number. So what's the output of this? Return number. So whatever the YY text, we are going to read a particular text and it returns a token name is a number. And if any character which is in between small a to z or capital A to z, any combination, then it returns the token name ID. And some dot and slash n is written nothing over there. Okay, so this is what we call as some translation rule, what we return over here. This is what the Lex program does not contain any auxiliary functions, this Lex program. Then we'll go for the Yak program. Okay, so Lex program will store into lex.l file. Okay, then we need to write the Yak program. So here Yak program is written like this way. This is a Yak program. So while we writing the Yak program, we are going to consider the any context free grammar. That context free grammar must be written into the translation rule. So here the context free grammar is given, which is written in the translation rule. The context free grammar is what? A statement. What the statement is? A statement is identifier equal to expression. An expression is the summation of two expression, subtraction of two expression, division of two expression, multiplication of two expression, or in bracket of expression, or it's a number, or it's an ID. So this is what a particular context free grammar. So that context free grammar written over here with the proper action which is written into the curly braces. So that must be written into the translation rule. Okay, now let's go to the definition section, declaration or definition section. Some variable declaration what we required in the program is written over here. Create a one structure where that structure stored the operand 1, that is left side operand, right side operand, operator, and result. Result is what the left hand side, the left child, right child, and operator. These are to be member of the particular expression. So expression consists of the 4 parameters, that is what? Result, operator, left, and right. So these are what with 4 parameter that contains the expression. So here we are going to create the object of that expression, that is array of 20. So the struct expression array of 20, we create the 20 expressions, that is 20 objects we are going to create the particular expression structure. Okay, now one function is written over here, that is add to table function. Okay, so this function is basically used to add some details into the table. That again we need to pass what? The first letter, that is left, it need to pass 3 parameters into add to table function. The first is what? Left child, right child, and then operator. So likewise we are going to pass. So this must be written into the action what we perform, okay, into the translation rule. So let's go to check the translation rule that is written what over here. A statement can be identifier equal to expression. So identifier is the left hand side, okay, equal to is an operator. So here statement which is at the left hand side, so dollar dollar, that can be if anything is at the left hand side which is represented by the dollar dollar, and dollar with symbol is represented in the position where it is present into the particular CFG. So ID is present at the first position, equal to second, and expression is third. So what we written at add table, whatever is there converted into the char. So $1, that is left hand side, passed, that is ID is passed, char $3, that is expression is passed, whatever the expression is there, equal to the operator. So likewise we are going to pass to the particular add to table. Okay, so this char add to table function is used. Some terminal we are going to use some variables over here, that is in global variables. We called it is index1 whose value is 0, and temp is what? The ASCII value of a minus 1. So whenever we do the operation that is temp plus plus, it gives me the which variable? It gives me a variable a. So that is, it gives me a character a whenever I go to temp plus plus. Okay, so that is the temporary variables we require while we writing the any 3 address code. So that's why a, B, C, D, capital A, B, C, D, these will consider as a temporary variables over here. So that's why this temp variable we consider over here. Some header files we need to write. Okay, so this is all about what the declaration or definition section. Then here some rule of association must be written. A rule of association, that is a percentage left plus is a left associative, that means plus should execute first, left plus should execute first, after that minus, then star is a left associative, division is a left associative. Okay, now tokens are there, numbers and IDs, these are the tokens, and expression is nothing but type. Expression is nothing but types over there. Okay, expression is nothing but a type over there. So this is what the definition section, and this is what the translation section. This is what the translation section. Now go to the auxiliary function. Next, go to the auxiliary function. That is what the next section while we writing the YAC program. So here we need to write the main program. In the main program we need to call the YY to start the syntax analyzer. Then we need to write YY wrap to check whether the end of the input is done or not. We need to write YY error. If any error will be there, then error message will be displayed inside the YY wrap. Along with this, some user defined function, that is for displaying we are need to write over there void quad. Okay, and for optimization we are need to write one more functions over here, that void opt function. Along with char add to table function is there. Whatever the details are there, what we pass. Whenever we need to write a translation at the same time, add table function going to call, and all the details are to be stored into the structure. So here the index 1 is value 0. Okay, so arrow of 0, operand will be store, operand 2 store, operand store, result will be store, and index plus plus, and the temp plus plus initially we want to do. So the value of temp is a, so that a will be stored over here into array of 0 dot result block, and return the temp. Then go to the next translation rule. Likewise we are going to, every time we are going to call this add to table here. Okay, now let's go to the main program. Again, initialization of temp, enter the expression, then we'll call the syntax analyzer to read the expression, and it goes to the translation rule. Okay, Then again it goes to the quad function. Okay, then in a quad function we are going to display all the details along with whatever the detail which is stored there into the particular structure. Okay, up to the index 1. So see, uh, when we call the yy.parse, it automatically called the add table functions, and in add table function index 1 value is incremented up to the last argument. Okay, so here we are going to display that one index 1, 0 to index 1, all the element which is present into the structure we are going to display over here. Then we are going to call the optimization. So optimization function we are going to call over here. So while we are going to perform the optimization, again we fill the particular structure over here. So how we are going to do the optimization over here? So we perform the optimization here. We perform the optimization by considering the two loops, I loop and j loops we are going to use. So how we are going to take this loop when we are going to perform the optimization? If the left child, right child and operator, if the both are same, if the left child, right child along with the operator, if the both are same to the both array, so here array of I operators which is equal to array of j of operator, so index I plus j. Okay, so array of 1, suppose the value of I is 0, so array of 0 and array of 1 both are the different objects. Okay, if their operators are same, their left child is same, their right child is same, then we'll perform the operation, that is optimization. So here we perform the optimizations over here inside the jth loop. Okay, and whenever there is when we perform the optimization, whenever we are going to see the operator like exclamatory marks, so we'll say that operation is already performed and we just continue. So in an here quad operation, in an quad function, what we say that if array of I operator equal to explanatory marks, just continue, do not display everything, just continue. Okay, so likewise we are going to display, and after optimization then we are going to display the quad. So before optimization, what we are going to do? We are going to display the whatever the detail which is stored into the structure. Go to the optimization, perform the optimization. How we are going to perform the optimization? So this is the code to perform the optimization over here. So we are going to compare each and everything. Okay, zeroth element, that zeroth block, it's compared with the all the blocks, that is one block, third block, second block, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, everything. If from all the blocks operators are same, left, right are same, then we'll perform the operations. Otherwise, just going further. Okay, like the value of I is increment 1, so one block is compared with the all the blocks, two block is compared with the remaining block. Likewise we are going to find if there is an operation is fine, then what we are going to do? We are going to perform the array of job operator equal to exclamatory mark, so which tell us what it is a correct one. So likewise we are going to perform the operation. Okay, now once we write this yak, complete yak, this is the end of the yak program. Okay, so here yref function is used, error function is used. Yref is basically used to what purpose? To check whether the input is finished or not. If it's finished, it returns 1. Error is used if any error is there, so it display the error message. Okay, now when we are going to compile the program, so here we are going to compile the program like this way: yak -d yak.y. So -d is basically used to create the header files, definition of the token. So that's why we are need to write over here -d. So when we compile this, when we press enter, it creates the two files. The first file is y.tab.c and second file is y.tab.h. Okay, and after that what we are going to do? We are going to compile the lex file, lex.l. It creates the lex.yy.c file, and then we are going to compile it by using the C compiler. Okay, and then we are going to generate the output. We enter the expression, just display the expression with the 3 address code, and after optimization it perform the complete optimizations over here. So the two examples over here to show this a code optimization. Okay, so this is an assignment number 8 of lab compiler. Okay, so try to execute this program, okay, in an Ubuntu operating system, Linux operating systems. Okay, thank you very much for watching this.